Welcome back to the Muse with Madrine. I am delighted to talk to you today, and this is the part 2 of why you need an upgrade. However, today is the simple ways to upgrade your home. Now, this one is for people who own their houses or they have no intention of moving out from their rented houses anytime sooner. So stay tuned. Welcome to yet another episode of The Muse with Madrine, and this podcast has been sponsored and brought to you by Renovating Investment Limited. Oh my God, they're a real estate company and they're doing such an amazing job. Check out their website, www.rin.co.ke, or their social media platform, which is Rin Limited. So our today's topic is a continuation of the previous topic, which is simple ways to upgrade your home. Thank you and stay tuned. Number 1 is to declutter. Yes, we have this saying that we grew up hearing our mothers say that cleanliness is next to godliness. That statement is so true. Oh my God, yes, when your house is clean, you have this positive vibe about it and you can go easily about your business. You don't have to worry about stepping on a toy or something that is idle. It's just beautiful to wake up and live in a clean house. So declutter, and one of the basics is to start with your closet. The old clothes that you don't use, give them out or exchange them with the guys, those guys who come to the neighborhood to collect those old stuff. Just remove them, organize your pantry. Our kitchen, we have these old spices bottles that we don't use or maybe expired products. Get rid of those, and I'm telling you, it will give you that pantry a nice vibe. The old boxes, the labels, get rid of those kind of things. Those are clutters. When it comes to furnishes, if you have an old sofa, that is something that you can look at. Just remove the cloth of your sofa and replace it with a new one. Now, avoid having naked cables in your house. Oh my God, if you have music systems, you have a radio, you have everything, every electronic you have in your house, and you're having naked cables all over, try and organize them, just arrange them well or have them pinned in the wall. You don't want to see naked cables everywhere. That could be dangerous. You can be moving around and then you step on one and the next minute you have an accident. So to avoid such things, just organize your cables very well. Cover the naked holes in the walls or on the walls, sorry. My friend, naked holes, they make the house look cluttered, just cover them. It could be on the floor, it could be on the ceiling, it could be on the walls, wherever they are, just cover them. Keep your pesticides at your home at all time. You don't want to be welcomed by a roach in your house, or your house becomes a zoo. Every pest or rodents live in your house, so have a pesticide with you. Ukiona tu kamenda una spray and it dies. It also gives you it keeps your house safer. Organize your toys. We all have kids, we have pets, so just have a drawer where they can keep their own pets. They can keep their own toys. If it's a pet, let the cat or the dog have its own mini house where you can teach your child how to take care of it and how to remove the clutter and the waste from the pets. These are some of the basics that you can teach your children. Also, when they grow up, they will adapt and perhaps they will have nice home ethics. They start from their pets. So organize their toys. Let them know that after playing, this is where my toys should be, and you will thank me later. It's really a nice way to upgrade your home. And the next point is freshen up the paints and the interiors. You can apply fresh paints in your house. For instance, if you're used to have multiple paints, let's say you have one room green, the other wall is blue, avoid that. Just have one paint. You can have like white always turns out to be the great. It's an all classic color that doesn't wither with time. Freshen your walls, add fresh paint. If it is your interiors, play with the furnitures, change the cloth of your furnitures, move them around. You can change from the arrangement, the way you do it. Go for classic wood. Wood never runs out of fashion. That is a point in interiors. It never runs out. So go for the wood. Wood is classic. Another fabric that is classic is the leather. Go for new, nice leather. That one will always be trendy at all times. So freshen up your interiors by adding a new fresh of paint, or maybe playing with the clothes, new curtains. You can even add some shelves in the kitchen just to ensure you have enough storage. The other thing is security. The security of your home is paramount. If you live in an unsafe neighborhood, or you feel like maybe your help is doing crafty business, just add some CCTV or nanny cameras in your home. That way you'll feel comfortable when you leave, or when you'll stay away from your house. Maybe when you're taking that vacation, you can be able to watch over your family. It is just an upgrade that's also sufficient. As a matter of fact, I feel like CCTV and security is number one thing that I should have mentioned earlier, and I will continue mentioning throughout this real estate series. So the next step will be invest in spill-proof covers. Oh yes. Now, if you have small children, and you want to maintain their house by keeping it fresh, just make sure you have those waterproof covers for your mattresses, for your seats. Even if you don't have a leather, just ensure you get those covers. They will save you money. Number one, for sure, they're gonna save you money, because you don't have to keep on buying new mattresses all the time, or changing the seat covers all the time. So ensure you have waterproofed covers for your seats, for your play area for your kids, especially when they're playing, for your cars, even to avoid spills and stuff like that. So spill-proof covers, those ones you must have in your home. Then the second point is to replace the old with the new. Well, you can buy new furniture if you're able to. If you're not, like I mentioned earlier, you can do away with the old cover and replace with the new. We have our cabinets where we have like the doorknobs. You can remove the old ones and maybe add new ones. If it's add a fresh wood in your furnitures, at your home, get rid of the old and bring in the new. It means you can bring in something like a plant, add a plant in your home, but always remember, go for the classics. When bringing in something new, go for the classics. Wood is classic. Leather is always fresh and classic. Denim is classic. So those are some of the things that you can play around with. Your rods, your curtain rods, you can do something classy about them. You can remove the old curtain boxes and the strings and replace them with the rods. You can install a new door to an old apartment and it looks new. Like maybe if you're used to have like a wooden door as your main door, you can add a strong metallic door to your house, and it all gonna look new. So you can start with the small steps when it comes to renovating. You don't have to buy the entire furniture collection, but if you have money, and you can walk into a furniture store and grab a new furniture. Now the other point is adding plants and real flowers into your space. The plants help us in breathing in fresh air all the time. And when you're taking care of something like a flower, it also gives you good vibe for those of us who have plants in our homes. So adding in fresh flowers and fresh plants into your space, that will make your house or space look amazing. So try and add flowers into your house. Don't forget the kitchen renovation. Oh my God, that's where the magic happens. Ladies, we know this. This is where we spend most of our time. So if you want to feel nice into your own home, renovate your kitchen. You can start adding cabinets so that you don't have a lot of stuff seated at your working station. If you don't have an aisle where you can work on when you're cooking, you can add one if you have the space. If you don't have a pantry, you can create extra shelves just to ensure that your spices and your workstation is clean at all time, and you arrange them very well. Oh my God, renovating your kitchen will give you a whole new vibe. Love starts there. Am I right? I stand to be correct. And so you can let me know about this in the comment. But that's where love begins. That's how I feel like the kitchen is the most beautiful space that you can have it wrong and you will have a negative vibe, especially when I wake up in the morning. I just want to cook in a clean kitchen, so I'll make sure that it's cleaned the previous day before I start my day. So I don't know about you, but don't forget to renovate the kitchen. The other one is to refresh your exteriors. Oh my God, this you shouldn't forget. Now, this one applies for those people who own homes. If you have a permanent home and perhaps you went for just a stoned wall or the old mastering way, and you want to freshen your house, you don't even have money to move to another neighborhood, just add fresh paint to your exteriors. You can visit a paint house or shop and consult on the exteriors or the paint that you can apply to exteriors. It turns the house, it gives the house a whole new look from outside, and even when just go for colors that are classic again, the likes of gray, we have the brown, the wood, black, that will refresh your exteriors and it will make you feel good about it. The last point, not the last one, the next point is landscaping. Now, guys, like I mentioned, I'm so passionate about real estate, and this is one of the things that adds value to your property by 5%. Yes, when I say 5%, it's the truth. When you have a well manicured, maintained lawn, your house gets value. For us who sell your houses, take it from me. If you bring your house for me to sell, one thing I look at is, besides the house, is the landscape. How is the fence like? Have you kept it well? Have you replanted? Have you watered it? Have you maintained it? Oh my God, it just gives us that value, 5% value. The next point is that also your children, even yourself, you'll need somewhere to bask or even, read a book and you feel the nice vibe of the plant and the outdoor. So landscaping and maintaining it will not just add value, but it will also make your house feel nice. And remember, where you have like 30% of green and the 70% of development, it's a good vibe. If it's not 50, let it be 30, just go for 50 green or 30 green. That adds value to your property. The last point is the flooring. You can model the floor. If you don't have money to remodel, you can throw in a nice, beautiful rug or a carpet just to make your house warmer. But if you own the house, you can do away with the tiles, which apparently are cold. We all know that. And add in the wooden parquet and a touch of the brown, the classic colors for the flooring. Normally the wooden parquet brown fits perfect, but there are other colors, I understand, but that will make your house even warmer. So if you own the house, let's say an apartment or a standalone somewhere, you can upgrade your floor by doing away with the tiles and coming in and bringing new wood into your house, and that will give you a whole new vibe. It will turn your house around. So let me know where you're catching us from today. Let me know where you're listening this podcast from, and please share it with your friends. You can find us on Play Stores. You can also find us in the Apple Stores. So I'm grateful you're listening to this episode, and I'm looking forward to the next one. Bye.